Hey, busy dads. Do you know what the key to longevity is? Yeah, I'm sure it's what you're thinking. Eat healthy, manage stress, exercise, and sleep well. However, in this video, you're going to learn about Alimentar, what it means, why it's necessary, and more importantly, how you can apply it so you can live longer, have more energy, and enjoy life. Okay, you ready? Let's get started. Let me back up first a little bit. This resonates still to this day, ever since I was a little kid. It was a statement my mom would always make. Well, maybe it was more like a command. She would say, Davidcito, te tienes que alimentar. Which means, David, you've got to nourish yourself. So, alimentar is literally a Spanish word that means to nourish. Eat well, but it had more meaning than just that. It also meant make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you sleep. Make sure you enjoy life. Make sure here's the key, you connect. What does that mean? Well, growing up Latino, that meant you had a lot of people in your life. We had a very interdependent family. And so a lot of people are always mixed in. But let me back up a little bit more. So I remember that, I went to college and I started a career. I didn't know where life was going in my 20s, but I was having fun and wasn't thinking much. And then I got my master's degree. It was really interesting because now I also needed to find a good job. And I got married. And things were great, of course, but you get busy in life and things get a little bit more responsible. We start adulting more. And then what also happens is you start having a family. My daughter was born and responsibility got a little bit more challenging. My energy levels I started seeing dip a little bit. And so, the alimentar part I think was missing. But here's what's really, really interesting. When I looked at what alimentar meant, it was more than just the nutrition. I was passionate about nutrition. I just couldn't put my finger on it. Maybe I didn't really know what it was. I'm going to fast forward, though, to the pandemic. Now, for me, the pandemic was a big deal. It really hit me hard. But you know what was also interesting? That around the pandemic, there was also a lot of civil unrest. As a Latino, I did not like where our political ideology and beliefs, especially around people of color, felt. As a BIPOC member of our society, I thought, oh, this is not good. And so that put a lot of stress on top of the fact that we were in the middle of a pandemic. It was tough. So again, I went back to my roots. I found a therapist. And with help, I was able to kind of break out a little bit of what was going on. And little by little, he helped me see what alimentar really meant. When I think about the blue zones around the world, are you familiar with the blue zones? Let me digress a little bit. The blue zones are these populations, these places around the world that have the largest percentage of centenarians. Centenarians are people that live to close to or older than 100 years old. These people still are mobile, they're still active, they still enjoy life, and their wits, they're still there. In fact, they have the lowest cases of chronic illnesses and problems with mental health like dementia or Alzheimer's. So this idea of alimentar really resonated still. When I looked at the blue zones, there were 9 categories. It's called the Power 9. It's 9 things that help these people live longer, right? Number 1, eating well. Number 2, movement. Number 3, slowing down. Now, number 4, I'm not too crazy about, and that is wine at 5, meaning drinking a glass of wine. And then there was also finding the right tribe. That was interesting. Belonging to your loved ones, really being part of your community, and then having a community. And there's also purpose living. And so I started thinking, alimentar. So to me, alimentar was about this connection. I realized that we needed 5 basic things every single day. We needed to eat, we needed to sleep, we needed to be active, we needed to purge. purge, what does that mean? Getting rid of old habits. And then we needed to connect. These are the 5 basic self-care needs that I work with a lot of clients. In this channel, the foundation of what I do is to alimentar, is to nourish. And nourish means these 5 basic self-care needs. But the key to all of it is the last one. What I'm doing in this channel is helping busy dads like you alimentar. Nourish yourself so that you can live a longer, higher quality life. Well, what does that mean? The last one of these 5 is the glue to all of them. That is connection. Let me start with number 1. Eating. Yes, I'm a dietitian nutritionist. My focus is making sure I help people enjoy certain foods and eating in a way that nourishes their life. But it's also about building a positive relationship to food. It's also about building a positive relationship to your body. Knowing that you can still be fit and fat, and yet you can still enjoy life and have the energy you want as a busy dad. It means eating what you want and eating what you need. But it also means intuitive eating. And that intuitive eating was something that really revolutionized my thinking in nutrition. Let me go to number 2, and that is movement. Now, I don't call it exercise. I don't call it physical activity much. It is that. It is exercising. But what's interesting about the people in these blue zones, they never go to a gym. They don't do triathlons. They don't swim 3 miles. No, they garden. They walk everywhere. They live outdoors a lot. They walk to friends' houses. They are very active in their community. They go fishing. They also do some land care and animal care. If you look at this, it's very interesting because they're not stuck in gyms for an hour or 2 a day and trying to get the largest amount of burpees in or, hang for a minute and a half or, lift the biggest amount of weight or quite honestly, it's not about that. It is about enjoying life, getting back to what's called joyful movement. And more importantly, it's consistent in their life. It is intertwined. It's woven into the fabric of their life to be moving.
Hey, Spirit and I are out for a walk. That's right, my dog. Hey, Spirit, let's go for a walk. We go for a walk? Come on.
What's interesting is it's that these consistencies are in small dribs and drabs, but they're done every day. That is what joyful movement and movement in general means. Number 3, sleep. This is interesting because sleep is about a rhythm and routine. Going to bed at a certain time, creating a shutdown routine, having some time to relax and move into sleep so that you prepare yourself. Like you check out my other video where I talk about driving in the highway and then you hit the stop button to park your car. You don't do that. You get off the highway on an exit, you slow down, you go through your community or your, neighborhood and you're not driving 75 miles an hour anymore. Wait, did I say 75? And then you get to your house and you have to slowly drive into your driveway or maybe into your parking spot or maybe you have to find a place to parallel park. And then you turn off your car. And we don't do this when we go to bed at night. It's about getting good quality sleep, about 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, most nights. Wake up, energized, ready to go, getting started, waking up the same day, and tie it back into eating and then starting the day with a meal, not just coffee. And then what's important is to be able to live the life that you need with purpose. Moving on to purging. Now, this one is also interesting because purge means getting rid of old habits, but it also means slowing down. It means saying yes to yourself. I remember a client once told me, saying yes to others is saying no to yourself. This resonated with me so much because it's so true. Quite honestly, the more you are pleasing people, the less you are able to please yourself. Do you know when you go on an airplane? If you ever go on an airplane, they go through the safety features at the beginning of your flight. flight attendants or maybe a video comes on and it tells you about the safety features. And it says, sort of in the middle towards the end, if the cabin pressure, if they were to suddenly lose cabin pressure, oxygen masks would fall from the compartments above your head. Do you know what they say if you're traveling with a child? They say, put the mask on yourself first. The reason is, you're no good to a child if you can't breathe. Same thing here. Purging means paying attention to what really is important and helpful in your life. And then finding things that can help you in life to have the energy to be able to help others. Number 5, connect. This to me is the glue of all of the 5 basic needs. It is, to me, the key behind longevity.
All right, this is the important thing, is that we get out and we do this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We don't have to do 30 miles.
Nope, just go out, nice weather, and pedal.
Especially when you're out last night and your host serves you too much wine.
Too much wine, too much good food. But still, here I am.
Talk about dedication.
Yeah!
No.
Maybe the opportunity to find a job, or find a therapist, or find a doctor, or have someone take care of your kids, or help you out with just a comment that might make you think differently. I remember my wife, she always tells me, David, don't try to do this alone. That's so important. So it's about finding support. Connect is also about finding oneself. It's about finding that purpose so that we can then purge, slow down, and be able to move towards that every morning, waking up with that pep in your step. That's so important. When you look at the people in the blue zones, even in their 90s, they're living with purpose. Purpose also means reconnecting with friends and family, being a part of your community, and then, more importantly, being a part with nature, being stewards of our environment so that our environment provides us as well. And therefore, it's a full circle. These are, yes, the 5 key elements of living longer. But it's not rocket science. There's no real trick to all of this. What's key is the connection. What can you do? Honestly, it's simple. One small thing. Here's the idea. Let that one small thing be a domino effect. Let it be intentional. For example, I'm going to get up at the same time every morning so I can have a meal. So that meal then provides me with the energy that I need for the day. And maybe while I'm making that meal, I can make lunch, or at least think about what I'm going to have for lunch. I can prepare for the day. I can think about what is really important for me for today. What's the purpose today? And move towards that. One thing, and then build on that. Build that consistency and get better. It could be the eating. It could be the movement. It could be sleep. It could be purging. It could also be connecting. You choose one thing. That's all it takes. Be consistent. Commit with it. Be compassionate with yourself. And let curiosity guide you. Okay, busy dad. Your turn. Te tienes que alimentar. Remember, just choose one. One more thing. Subscribe to this channel so you can get more videos for busy dad like you to find more energy, live longer, and enjoy life. See you soon.